Hello, thank you for watching my video. My name is Load in a Box, and this is a video on Red Dead Redemption 2 Online with the new Moonshiners update. I've had a little bit of time to try a number of Moonshine Shack locations and figured I'd share my insights into what I think are the best locations. I don't like a lot of big intros, and I'm sure you don't, so let's get right into it. We'll be going from what I think are the worst to the best. Coming in at number 5 are the West Grizzlies. This is out near Cattail Pond. This location is in the middle of nowhere. It is a very long ride to the nearest fast travel post. It is a very long ride to here. Now, admittedly, you can fast travel to your shack, but once you're there, getting back to where you can quickly travel to a new location, that is going to take you a very long time. The closest locations to this are Valentine and Strawberry, and neither one of them is an easy ride. To make matters far worse for this location, the roads are incredibly narrow, they're incredibly bumpy, and there are some very tight turns. This means that you are going to have to travel very slowly along these roads unless you're willing to lose product, which you definitely don't want to do on your sales. Those tight turns means that quite often your wagon cannot even make the turn in time, and you start going off-road losing product. Now, many of you are probably commenting right now, this is what Gosu Noob chose as his number 1 best spot. There has to be a reason for it. There is. Because this is so remote, because this is so far out of the way, and because so few people like it, you're very unlikely to get griefed or harassed. You can do your sales in peace. You can do your bootlegger missions in peace. But that does not make up for the horrible, awful roads, the long ride to get to and from here, and the everything else that I discussed previously. Gosu Noob is a complete idiot on this one, and if you don't believe me, check the Reddit forums. Lots of people criticizing Gosu Noob, saying that he got this one completely wrong. He is out in left field on it. Coming in at number 4 is Hennigan's Stead. This is between Armadillo and McFarland's Ranch, but far to the south of both of those in the New Austin Desert. This is all the way down near the river in New Austin Desert. This location suffers from all of the exact same issues as the West Grizzlies. The roads are awful, there's a number of tight turns. The runs to do bootlegger missions are going to take you an eternity, and when it comes time to actually sell your booze, the final destinations are so far away, you are going to be pressed for time. You might lose your run simply because it takes you so long to get there. This one, again, falls into the category of just don't do it. You don't want to be here at all, okay? Now, on the good side, admittedly, this has the same advantages as the West Grizzlies. Almost nobody has their Moonshine Shack out here, so you're probably going to get left alone, but you're going to be miserable while you're alone. Coming in at number 3 is Tall Trees. This is West Elizabeth near Manzanita Post. This is far to the west of Blackwater, but very close to Manzanita Post. This location is not actually terrible, but it does have some disadvantages. The biggest advantages of this location is how close it is to Manzanita Post. It is literally running distance, so you can fast travel quick and easily. You can get around well. The disadvantages are very similar to the West Grizzlies and Hennigan's Stead, but they're not nearly as bad. So the roads can be pretty bumpy, you do have to take it careful at times, and especially a number of the deliveries seem to be across this river right here. For some reason, it loves to send us out across this river. Every time I ended up having to ford this river, I ended up losing goods, and that's why this pushes down on my list to only number 3 instead of being the top like many people. In addition to that, though, because this is so popular, I have gotten griefed a number of times. I step out of my shack, I get blown up. I log into the game near my shack, I get blown up. I begin to start a sale, I get blown up. So that makes this location not nearly as fun for me. So that's why this comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 on my list is the Heartlands. This location is north of Emerald Station. It is a fairly short jaunt on your horse down to the fast travel point from your shack. It overall is a pretty decent location. You have lots of animals nearby, so that in between moonshine missions you can go ahead and grab some animal carcasses, bring them to your camp. Not only that, the roads are halfway decent around here. You do have to be very careful on the train tracks. There's a number of people reporting on Reddit that they're losing goods. I've been taking it very careful over the tracks, so I haven't lost any yet, but it definitely can happen all the time. Further pushing this down to only number 2, the rides to a lot of the missions can be a little bit long. You're either ending up in the mountains where you zigzag through just to get up hills, or you end up going to Valentine or Van Horn Post, and those can be a little bit of a ride, making the missions take a little bit longer. And that's why this ends up at number 2. Overall, if you decide to go into the Heartlands, it's actually not a bad idea. You probably will be fairly happy here. I doubt you'll have too many complaints. It's a decent way to go. It's just not in my top spot. And that does bring us to my number 1. At the top spot is Bayou Nwa. This is the East Lemoyne area, which is west of Saint-Denis, and it's a little bit south of the Le Gras fast travel point. This location comes in at number 1 for a number of reasons. The missions that I have here are always very close. You don't have to ride your horse halfway across the entire map just to get somewhere. The deliveries are super easy. Every time I've had a delivery, I don't have to worry about the cart crashing. I don't have to worry about going off-road too much. I don't have to worry about bumpy roads. Overall, I had a 100% success rate with sail missions here, and many of them could even be completed in 2 minutes. So fast and easy compared to other areas like the desert where it could take me a full 9-10 minutes just to get the cart to its destination. Now, there are a few disadvantages here, such as it's a little bit further to the nearest fast travel point. Closest fast travel point to this location is going to be Le Gras. It is a little bit further to there from the shack than it is from the Heartlands shack down to Emerald Station, but it is well worth it considering the vast advantages in doing the bootlegger missions and your sales. Further advancing this on the list is it is not incredibly common. It is certainly more common than some of the others, but not so common that you can expect to be griefed constantly every time you log in. And that makes this for my number 1 top pick. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you good information. I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree with my opinions on this one. If you think I got it wrong, by all means do tell me. Put your comments down below of which one you think is best and tell me why for certain on why you're right and I'm wrong. Thank you so much for watching my video. Play on.